You have to hit him. Good. You've hit him, you've hit him, you've hit him.
This hole's not going to take too long.
Drive's gone, drive's gone.
Hole's gone. Ah! Shit! Two corners turned out of nowhere.
Right in front of him.
NPC. Beat it.
Right, bonus is gone. Wolf, which one am I going for?
That was the reason why I didn't use
Let me know when
that.
Garrix is flanking.
Pretty bad.
I've just gained my shields back.
Garrett is running.
Of course he will.
It's just starting.
That's fine.
I'll keep firing. It's gone.
No wake. He's gonna die.
He's dead, he's dead.
Yeah.
What?
Ordered. Grommed him. We grommed him so we can charge his FSD.
You ain't gonna get hurt with that, but if you do, I'll come back into the fight, mate, but there's probably a slim chance we ain't gonna get it. Exactly. Bear in mind, Purpose Murph is an actual PvE player. Told you.
No, yeah, he's grommed.
No, we ain't. Let's try. See what we can do.
Right, I'm bringing a second Grom, second bank, well, and fucking cannons.
And
That was the problem,
kick
yeah.
the fuck out of it.
Going again if anybody can try another one.
I can't, I'm 7 kilometres away from him.
Don't worry, that's fine.
I don't mind. Done what you need to do.
But that's 2 kills.
3? 3?
Those are 3 kills. Alright.
Yeah, we got 2 vets, 1 cutter.
Hi, it's Double1975. Welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox One, and this is me and members of the Dark Marauders and members of FedEx helping out Inferno Syndicate, a small player faction run by Crimson Outlaw, as they try and fight off Imperials. So their systems have become under attack by Levengi Legion. Levengi Legion, after 2 engagements with us, the first one they'd lost 2 ships. That's in my video called Fed Pirate. In the second engagement, which I showed you before I started speaking, they lost 2 ships. They had at that point called in IED support. They called in more IED support, I think. Yeah, so IED and Levengi's Legion are in the space of the Inferno Syndicate, a very small and tiny player faction. Yeah. I think at this point Inferno Syndicate look like they're going to hold on to their systems just, but at this point they were 2 days down in the war with a massive infestation of Feds in their system. Later on they had a massive infestation of NF in their system, but NF were just looking for pews, and we had some really fun pews with them even though we were heavily outnumbered. Yeah, I might bring you some clips from that at some point. I got killed by Mags, there was some great fighting, some really fun stuff. But this, I'm bringing you the full engagement between a band of Merry Misfits versus IED and Levengi Legion. Paul at War dropped in to say hello. He dropped in twice into this engagement to say hello. Yeah, they were pretty overwhelmed. We did, at this point, I think outnumber them, but I think we outnumbered them. They had much more bigger ships. We had 4 corvettes in here, but we've still outnumbered on big ships because there was a lot of corvettes and cutters winging it around. There were very few medium ships, and I'm fine with that because hitting stuff the size of a football pitch is way closer to my skill level. This is why I use Space Shotgun and the Frag Cannon, because I have I have no thumbs. Like, you know, I am totally and utterly inept when it comes to piloting. So yeah, using space shotguns is my my level. and shooting at stuff that's bigger than a football stadium is also about where I'm at. Yeah, I'm much more comfortable smashing into things and shooting things. Yeah, I was really having fun winging it around, ramming things and having a general laugh with the guys. It was nice to see Crimson Outlaw. I haven't fought alongside him in a while. The irony is he had been someone I'd selected as a target for PPI Insurance. Small player faction, only a couple of systems, not many BGSs, you know. I figured we could squeeze Crimson for a little bit of money, but given it's Crimson Outlaw, I was always going to charge him mates rates, because we do like those guys. And the thing with the Pirate Protection Insurance, it is just for fun and giggles, and I know that Crimson's a gamer. He would have definitely taken it in good heart had we squeezed him for a little bit of protection money. But instead of squeezing him for a bit of protection money, we end up throwing ourselves in the path of IED and Levengi Legion and fighting for him. So yeah, I think they were quite grateful for this, because yeah, it did turn into carnage. Unfortunately, this fight did have some bad instancing issues. We had a lot of guys that crashed on drop down, ended up having to get into different wings. There was a lot of carnage of that sort of nature going on, which is always a bit of a shame. The system did turn into an instancing nightmare after this fight. We couldn't get into the fight that IED were clearly having with NF. We could see it going off in the system chat, but we couldn't. Now obviously at that point I would have been fighting with NF, but the thing with that is, as soon as you drive IED out, you have to jump out, because NF will just then turn on you. It's all good fun. That's just what they do. I was really enjoying myself. I do really enjoy these bigger fights. For me, that's where it's at, when you get all this sort of colourful action going on, different engine contrails, ships weaving in and out of each other, or not, as I appear to be trying to insert myself into somebody there. You know, I don't really go in for much of the weaving, maybe the ramming, in this ship anyway. We were having fun winging it around. Levengi's Legion guys are always brilliant fun to fight against, always GGs, always great sports. You know, they are a good bunch. FedEx and us have friendly pews with them a lot, all the time, and it's always really good fun. You know, always good sportsmanship on both sides. I will have to make special mention of Cronus. Cronus Morton made some amazing escapes in his FDL. I thought we had him this time, I really did, but he slipped away. Beautiful work. He got away from some very sticky situations, and I'll be honest, it was a very sensible maneuver this time. Should really have jumped earlier. Most of the time IED were jumping out, they were jumping out with like a ring and a half of shields left. But the Levengi Legion guys were leaving it a little bit late, especially as Star had brought some Grum bombs into the engagement. And I must give Star Uno's video a shout out. The reason I showed disjointed bits of the second round of fighting was because I was off on the fringe of it for most of it, dueling with a FDL. But Star was in the thick of it, being focused by a lot of cutters, and his video on his channel really clearly shows what happened in that fight. So for the second round of this, I'm going to direct you to Star's video on it, as well as the clips that I put at the start of this video, because Star was taking focus of a lot of fire, which really helped, because I didn't get shot at by anybody, and yeah, that means I can just sit there just pumping out damage, putting frags into people, not having to worry about my 4 pips to shields at all times. But as you can see, a lot of cutters, a lot of DPS having to be put into just trying to take people's shields down. But I had really good fun. I shot at some bigs and chased out the mediums that were there, had a bit of jousting fun with some mediums, rammed a few things. But, you know, sometimes it's just a bit of a war of attrition.
He's gone.
Okay. Got another target behind us. Pull at wars back.
Really?
Pull the walls back.
It is highly ironic that this is the third round and the round that had all the ships in it and way more ships and way more fighting, but this was the round in which nobody died. So there we go. There were 5 different factions that stepped up and helped Infernal Syndicate defend their home from the Imperial menace. The small little independent group only have a couple of systems, and I will still, say to Crimson Outlaw, you still haven't got pirate protection insurance, and trust me, you could do with it. These systems look very, very, they could topple at any time. As to the rest of it, GG to everyone involved. This was great fighting and really fun evening's entertainment. I'll leave you now with me being told off for being one with everything. I'll leave it there and say that's all. Thank you very much for watching.
He's got byways.
He's
on
running.
Does he?
Yeah, that's right. I've got
Yeah.
pulse lasers and gimbal multicam, so just
He's trying to go. If anybody's got a gun.
Wow, that's a good hit, boys. No. Was not expecting that. Wow.
Shield's about to drop.
Come on.
I think he's gone.
Keep going. Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking hounds as well. Jesus Christ.
Here we go. Who's left?
That's it.
No,
Instance is ours. Instance is
I'll
ours.
put repair before you go.
Yeah, it's going for it just in case one's off, not it.
Yep.
Oh, that red ship.
Yeah.
It's scrub.
Yeah. You're red because you keep on ramming people when I'm shooting them. Becoming one with them.